What's up, it's your boy Vaughn with another reaction, and in today's video we have fraternities being evil by Trap University. Some of them fraternities is evil, like that haze and shit is weird as hell. What the heck? But it should look like one of them AI videos, one of them AI shits, one of them AI body cam. What the hell is they doing? Is this a Bonnie Blue set?
Does anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on?
I'm getting a little frustrated.
Like, what the fuck?
That no one's telling me who's in charge of what's going on right here.
You out, but I'm not in charge.
How do you not? He's your house dad. How do you not have his number?
I don't see issue.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
He's a living. He lives upstairs.
Oh, so you do live here?
He lives still. Yeah.
Well, he's your buddy here saying different.
Bro.
Next generation of politicians. Oh, it becomes less funny when you realize it's true. So, two things here
Not lying, did it?
are very telling about the type of environment a fraternity or sorority creates. One is, well, whatever these guys were doing, and the other is how fast one guy told on the other. Now, I know some of y'all think I'm an elderly man, and I am unk, for sure, but I was just in college the year before COVID started, and most importantly, I was in a fraternity. And the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity at the University of Iowa went very viral for this very bizarre clip. And I truly don't even want to know what these guys were doing
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bro?
down here before the police arrived.
Well, Iowa City Police found more than 50 pledges in 2 rooms. They were covered in ketchup, mustard, and alcohol.
But if you've ever been part of Greek life, then you know that there is an endless list of things that could have gone on to create such a scene. And even though this went viral in 2026, the incident actually took place in 2024. But anyway, I won't name the fraternity I was a part of, but it was Sigma something. And that's all I'm gonna give you guys because I don't know what some of these guys are on, and some of the alumni are powerful people. And it's all the same. Men and frats get hazed just like women in sororities, and it's hard to say which is worse, but from personal experience and hearing stories from other people, girls can definitely go a little overboard. And there's a video from 8 years ago where they did a social experiment on ASU campus to see how people would react to hazing in public, although it was staged, and some people were surprised, but it was still seen in the same way it is today. That is just part of the process, with one lady correctly pointing out that you could just say no if you wanted to. And that's the paradox in all of this. Because you can just say no, it's not like they're gonna lock the
Yeah, you can.
door and say, no way, once you're in, you can't go back. It's not the cartel, but peer pressure.
Yeah, you can't
Most
say
people
no, bro.
decide to rush a fraternity or sorority as freshmen. And I remember wanting to join because I had just almost got kicked out of school for the first time, and I wanted to try to do something positive to stay on track in college. So I joined the track team and I rushed to the fraternity. Rush means I was trying to join, in case you're unfamiliar with the terminology. And hanging with the guys who were in the house, they convinced me that they were all headed to something bigger and better after college. Like these guys were on top of their grades, since you have to have a certain GPA to be an active member. Some of them had rich parents and connections in pretty much every job market. And they also made it very clear that nepotism does exist, and that joining this club was my way in.
Yeah, a lot of these politicians used to be frat niggas, frat kids.
But that was just me. I wasn't a freshman, and I had already lived the college experience I wanted to the year before. Like, I had already had a lot of fun nights and made plenty of memories, but there were some kids, like people that were more awkward in social situations, that wanted to join because they felt like it would help them get out of their comfort zone and maybe include them on some of the things they were missing out on. Which, to an 18 to 20-year-old, that means parties and girls. And I have to say, Greek life would sort of open the door for these experiences once you joined. But, you know, I also watched the guy try his hardest to get in because we throw parties and he sees sorority girls at our house, and he had a crush on one, but
Watch out at them parties, or them college parties, your ass gonna get hit with a rape. Like I said, a grape allegation. Gonna get hit with them allegations. So watch out, y'all. Don't get too drunk now.
their leader said that she would only date
Look at this black brother around them white girls. He nervous as hell.
members of a frat, and the other girls followed suit. Which is, man, college sounds so ridiculous once it's over. But that was his motivation. And that's what gets you, essentially, this ideal of what it means to be a part of it. And I can't really speak on what would influence a girl to join a sorority, but I'd have to imagine that it was similar. Because whenever the hazing did start, I remember one girl that was pledging, meaning that she was going through the process of being an accepted member. She had a huge crush on an active member in our house, so as part of the hazing ritual, that same guy was instructed to come over and make her cry. devious activities.
What?
But one rule of thumb is the bigger the school, the more prestigious the organization is. And the more prestigious equals the worse hazing. And the University of Iowa is the largest and most prestigious university in the state. So this is how it goes. And again, this is from my own personal experience. So getting shut down is obviously something that these houses want to avoid. Because among many things, if your house is shut down or suspended, then you can't really run recruitment drives on campus. So when you join, you'll get one glimpse of the future when they pick you up to become a pledge. So in my case, they came to my dorm and banged on the door. They picked us up, blindfolded us, and dropped us off in the middle of the woods and said, "All right, you guys got to figure out how to survive here overnight. We'll be back in the morning."
Gang, Trap University. What, bro? What? You did that shit, gang? You
And they
agreed to
pulled
this?
off. Now, obviously,
What?
this was a joke, because 30 minutes later, after we were all scavenging through
Oh, I'm like, boy, you better be trolling.
the woods trying to figure out how to build a fort like idiots, they pulled up laughing and took us back to the house where they had actually been putting together a huge party for us. And they went all out. The house was packed, and they spent probably thousands of dollars on alcohol. And I wish I could say I remembered the entire night, but I don't. I do know it was a lot of fun. Now, I don't think the guys in the house were part of some
Party's just not me. I don't drink none of that shit. That shit just ain't for me. Like, that just ain't me.
evil conspiracy to manipulate people before hazing them, but it's clear that these guys were just acting within a system that was already there when they arrived. I'm not sure if trauma bonding was the idea when these practices were first instituted, but causing trauma to bond is evil. So, after months of hanging out, drinking, and having fun, it was time for the trauma. Now, the school I went to, like many others, had a history of fraternities and sororities being shut down and suspended. And just a year before I joined, the house I was pledging for had just got in trouble. So lucky me, they couldn't actually haze us because they were trying not to get in more trouble. But when the time came, we got off easy. We did the whole ritual brotherhood thing where they had us answer weird questions, and honestly, I think they were just trolling us. And after, we just had to run laps and it was over. But here's how bad it could have got, based on things that I've seen and heard while visiting other chapters, because of course, if you're in a huge fraternity, the house has chapters at universities all over the country. So, at a school I won't name that's really good at football, our house on that campus, which costs $1,200 a room, or at least it did when I was in college, one of their practices was to have the pledges crawl around the house for the entire day. Like, crawling was the only way they were able to maneuver around this big-ass mansion. And at another
What, bro? Like, what type of satisfaction you get from that? Like, what? Oh, like, what the fuck?
school, which
All that to join a frat just to be around some party animal ass white boys? Well, I know you know connections because they probably got rich parents and they could probably put you on with a job or some shit. I guess, but
I actually can't remember the name of, they would, well, it was something involved.
yeah, after college, you ain't talking to none of these niggas, gang. I'm gonna keep it a book. Like after high school, all your friends in high school ain't gonna be your friends outside high school. You not talking to them niggas no more, gang. Like the same with college, bro. Let's keep it a book. Trap University probably don't talk to now. One nigga from that fraternity he was in.
You'll just stop experiencing college if you're not part of a frat, but still, people went through with it. But on my campus, the biggest sorority was doing their ritual at the same time as our house. And due to how close our houses were, since our house couldn't do much to us, they sent us to the girls, and we had to do whatever they said. And luckily, they weren't that creative, so they just put makeup on our faces. But they went a little further when it came to their pledges, of course. And it actually led to some charges, but I don't think they stuck. So I can't remember what I was doing, but I wasn't there, so I didn't witness it. But at the sorority, to their pledges, they did something similar to what happened to this girl, where they like dumped stuff on them, and like I said, they had guys come in and humiliate them. But they did something else. And to this day, I still don't know what it was, but this is why I think the girls are more
Some freaky shit.
ruthless. One girl, they did something so upsetting to her that she actually went to the police and tried to get the active girls in her sorority locked up. And whatever they did, it had to be something that went too far. And that's why I don't think the saying, you meet your real friends in college, is always accurate, because most of the guys I went through with are all still in their 20s. It's not like we were in college a long ass time ago, and I don't talk to any of them. And while I don't think any of the guys in my house
I just said that. I knew he don't talk to none of them niggas no more.
would have taken any pleasure in hazing, I 100% believe the girls did. And these groups have had a bad reputation for a long time, mostly due to all the sex-related crimes that take place in fraternities. And it goes both ways, because one time we headed up to our chapter at a very well-known university, and they had to cancel the party they were going to throw for us, because they had one the night before we came, and apparently, a girl dropped something in one of the guys' drinks. Yes, you heard
Come on. Bill Cosby.
Heard me correctly. A girl turned one of the frat brothers' drinks into Diddy juice and then tried to take advantage of him. And a study at Florida State University suggested that women in sororities are 4 times more likely to be the victim of one of these crimes. And I believe that has a lot to do with the fact that these girls spend way more time in a frat house than any other girls on campus. Now, why would they spend so much time in a frat house? Well, I don't need to look at any study to know that some of these people do actually develop kind of a superiority complex, because I personally witnessed it. It is very common for men in frats and women in sororities to prefer each other over someone unaffiliated. Now, of course, this wasn't exclusive, but when it came to being seen in public, sorority girls especially only wanted to be seen with frat boys. And yeah, all of it was a fun experience at first. Coming from the hood, all of a sudden I was in these super preppy circles. All the rich kids on campus wanted to be around me, and there's so many stories that I can't even tell you guys, and I'm sorry. But it was a good experience until it started to get annoying. Eventually, all the guys fight about girls, and all the girls fight about guys. The parties all start to blend together, and all of a sudden, you realize that you're barely 21, and you've partied so much that it just becomes lame. And then I met my wife when she was 19, and we continued going out until we just said, okay, time to get away from these people. It's a very toxic environment. But what do you expect? It's college. Everything that happens on a college campus outside of class is pretty much toxic. And it can get very evil. But in fraternal organizations, this has been a thing for centuries. It's nothing new. It just becomes more visible every year. And honestly, I'm surprised that we don't get more videos coming out similar to what happened at the University of Iowa. Because it's happening every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally every semester. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think.
AAU frat leader Moggs clavicular.
If you went to college and you've seen similar things, feel free to drop a story in the comment section. And definitely, if you were in a frat or a sorority, you don't have to name them. But what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? Because man, it's so much that I'm leaving out of this video. But some stuff probably doesn't need to be said.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. Probably some freaky niggas probably doing some freaky shit. Join them shits. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and more deuces.